Maggie in the house. Welcome, Maggie. It's good to see you again. We are almost ready to go. I started the game. It launched, so hopefully it works fine. It'll be my first time playing it. Brand new game to me. It's on sale for like $8. $8. Ain't bad for a game. You ever been shopping at the grocery store? And you get in, you get out, you got your stuff, you're good to go, and you walk up to the exit, and there's that elderly woman pushing her cart out real slow. You're like, I'll wait. I'm not going to be rude to this old lady. And she decides that the appropriate time to stop and go through her purse is right when she's standing in the exit, blocking everybody from being able to walk out of the store. She's got to sit there and fiddle around in her purse. Thank goodness most places don't take personal checks anymore. Because if you see an old woman whip out a checkbook, heck, if you see her start digging through her purse at the cash register, find another register. It's going to be 10 minutes or more. All right, we're at the 10-second mark. Boom. We're done with that. Let's switch it on over to a black screen. We'll turn that on, we'll turn that on, we'll turn that on. There I am. You can see me. Enough of that music. It's good music, but we don't need it playing the whole time. Let's boot up the game. It's going to be Achilles Legends Untold. Just picked it up today. We'll see, excuse me, if I like it, or if I just go ahead and decide to return it, refund it, ship the CD back to the manufacturer and request a refund, send it express mail in a manila envelope, fold it over once to make sure it doesn't fall out. I have never played this before. It's brand new to me. I have no experience with it whatsoever. It looks like a at best AA, possibly closer to indie. What if it's just A? It's not AAA, it's not AA, it's just A. How about that? No one talks about just A. We should have a just A level for gaming. If we're gonna have AAA, if we have AA, then why not just A? What happened to A? It's like we go from AA to indie. That's a big jump. Today's drink of choice is a Japanese drink from Suntory. It is -196 strawberry some nice Japanese writing on there. That's katakana. And it reads basically the Japanese pronunciation of the word strawberry, which is what they normally do. Even though they have their own word for strawberry, they use the English word. Their own word is ichigo. It is ichigo flavor, or ichigo aji. Let's give it a shot. I've already had it many times. I know it's good. Excellent. Made with vodka and real cold crushed fruit. Only 3 grams of sugar per serving. Hopefully those are natural sugars. Maggie says maybe they do that because lonely and wanting to have social interactions. The old ladies that stop in the middle of the exit to the grocery store to fiddle around in their purse. If they get too bored and they want to talk to somebody, they just call the police and make something up to try to talk to them. Alright, windowed full screen. Excuse me. TAA, whatever, we'll deal with it. Epic. Volumetric fog. We'll see how that looks. Advanced. Set quality. Epic. Alright, that should be good enough. Will it stay windowed full screen? I hope so. Let me know how the audio is. I'm going to have to turn the game down a bit to, let's do negative 11.6 decibels. How about negative 9? Let me know if the game is too quiet, and we'll turn it up. Audio. Yeah, that looks fine. What about game? What's the difference between gameplay and game? Alright, let's do it. We're going with new game. I don't even know what I'm getting into, guys. Sprint is hold, dodge, or toggle. Hold, dodge, hold, sprint. Hold, dodge, hold, what? Okay. Dodge to cursor. Don't know what any of this means. We'll figure it out later. We're gonna start a new game. Story. Oh, oops, I didn't mean to do that. That's not what I wanted to do. That was a mistake. Let's go back and, I was just trying to click story to see what it says. Blah, 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 skip. We'll go back and change it. Many, like elderly neighbors, always want to know how their neighbors are doing, kind of like that. Yeah, that's a definite possibility. Let's go back to the main menu, start a new game, and put it on something harder than story. We're going to go with new game. We're going to overwrite that one. Story is probably too easy. Adventure, challenge, and Achilles must die. Adventure is the default, so we'll stick with the default. Whatever the developers intended for this.
Fear is like an unpredictable sea. At times you can tame it. Yet other times
Fear can fear
right
be tamed? Have you guys ever managed
Helen,
to tame
the wife of the king of Sparta,
your
Menelaus,
fears?
was kidnapped. The princes of Troy, who violated the sacred principle of hospitality, are at fault.
Ah, the princes of Troy.
The storm they unleashed was soon to sweep through the whole of Greece. With wind in their sails, to the beat of the war drums, the sons of Greece set sail, hungry for justice.
We're gonna try to play this mouse and keyboard, but I have a controller standing by at the ready, sitting on the bench waiting to be brought into the game, if need be.
But this time, even he did not believe in an easy victory. The Trojans made sure of that.
The Trojans.
A fiery blaze illuminated
Extra large Trojans.
bringing death and destruction. Fear looked the Greeks in the eyes, trapped in the unrelenting grip of the
Sometimes that
they
conquering
had to
fears
overcome
kind
their
of takes a
fight.
toll. Not gonna lie, it's
Suddenly,
true.
one of the boats broke free
Sometimes
from
it's
the hellish
easier to
storm.
just be afraid.
Achilles, with
What's wrong with
mountains at
being
his
afraid?
side, fought his way to the shore. If only he could recapture Helen, the war would be at its end. At least that's what he still believed back then.
All right. We are a Spartan in service of Sparta. We are Myrmidons. And we're all wearing dresses. Armor with skirts. I guess they're not worried about the femoral artery being severed in the leg, huh? Welcome, everybody. Make sure to say hi. If you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. I am going to start a poll. All right, here goes the poll. We'll get as much interaction as we can, but I don't expect a lot because it's me, and I'm not a huge streamer, as you know. The most I've ever had was about 180 some way back in the day on Twitch when I was a Souls uploader, a Souls content uploader. Okay, so here we go. This has a bit of like a Diablo-esque feel to it, except we're not clicking to walk. We're pushing WASD. Left appears to be a quick swing, and right appears to be a slower swing, which we assume is going to be a heavier attack. Use target lock to always face the enemy. It'll make your attacks more accurate. Lock on with the middle mouse button. Not my favorite mouse button to use for that, but it's doable. Oh, can I block? How does one go about blocking? Alt, control. Oh, it's control. No, nice try there, buddy. But you're going down. Oh, I got credit for first blood. Let's go ahead and run my WinKill app, which stops the Windows key from functioning as a Windows key. It disables it. That way, if I accidentally hit the Windows key while playing this, it won't F everything up. Welcome, everybody. If you're over on Twitch, shout out, say hi. Not a big fan of control for the shield. Maybe we'll remap that. It's not the easiest button to get to for like something you use all the time. And tab takes us to the menu. I like that. I don't like escape being an in-game menu that you use a lot, because you have to take your hands off the WASD, go all the way up to the escape key, and then come back and find WASD again. Is this kind of like that Rise game, but Greek? Well, it's not the same style. Rise was more of that kind of single-player, third-person, narrative-driven action game. This looks like more of like a Diablo-esque loot-based game. Somewhat isometric, although I'm told that this is technically not isometric. There's another name for it. Whatever. If you guys know the technically correct name, please let me know, because I am one to be pedantic, that's for sure. I'm the one that bitches about people saying Metroidvania when what they really mean is just Metroid-like. Because a Metroidvania is a Castlevania game that's like Metroid. So if you refer to a game as a Metroidvania, you have to explain where the Vania comes in. And if the Vania doesn't come in, then it's just a Metroid-like. Pedantry. Which has nothing to do with the other P word that we all know from Jeffrey Epstein. Let's rebind shield away from control. Although I don't know what the buttons do right now, but I don't want to hold control to block. Let's see, what else could we hold to block? Probably not E. They probably already mapped something to E. Weapon skill 2 is E. The items are 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, equipment is I. Is C being used? C is not being used, but not a big fan of that one either. What I'd like to do is have... Okay, I know what I'll do. We'll do this. We'll have lock on be the C button. And we'll leave those as is. We can scroll up and down to change that. And then we'll have block be the center mouse button. Previous target, next target. I thought that was going to be a scroll. Oh, the scroll is no different. Okay. Previous target and next target. We'll just, I don't know. We'll just leave that as is, and hopefully it doesn't F shit up. There's another Greek-style Diablo upcoming called Titan Quest 2. I thought that already came out. I think I have one of the Titan Quests. Did 2 not come out yet? I thought I had 1 and 2. Maybe I just have 1. Alright, let's hold... Well, I actually incorrectly mapped block to the scroll wheel. That's not gonna work. Let's try this again. I clicked it though. Is it not going to count? Oh, there it goes. Okay. So then we can map previous target to scroll down. or scroll up. Okay, there we go. Now we got it. Although, really, it would make more sense if I could just hold the right mouse button to block, but they have the right to heavy attack. I am Achilles, and I have a heel. Therefore, I have an Achilles heel. I have two of them. I never made it very far in Titan Quest. I might someday stream it. It's the kind of game I probably wouldn't play on my own by myself, but I might stream it. Okay, let's get used to these controls here. There we go. Suck on that. Although I could map it to the side mouse button, but I have that disabled by default. Because these side mouse buttons, I always hit them by mistake, and then I end up going backwards or forwards in the browser when I don't want to. Weird. Watch this. See me facing that way? Oh, I attack in the direction of the cursor. Oh boy, I don't like that. Let's change that. Aim assist. Automatically target enemies within range when attacking. Dodge. Always dodge toward the cursor. No. Attack to cursor. Hell no. Auto target lock. Automatically set auto target lock on a struck opponent. Yes. Sounds good. Let's do it. You know, you got an interesting game when there's an option to unstick your character. But actually, I do appreciate when they put that in games, because if you get stuck, most games leave you no other option than to just quit out. You know what I mean? I saw some stuff about, excuse me, still got this cough from being sick, like, for weeks now. I saw some stuff about Titan Quest 2. It looks like they're really putting some effort into making it a pretty cool game. Although, not normally my style. I don't normally do these, like, isometric Diablo-style games. Although maybe someday I can just go back and play the original Diablo. Although I'm pretty sure Diablo 2 is considered the superior of the two games. So far, have not discovered anything in any of these barrels. Can we pet the cat? Can we pet the cat? We can pet the cat. Awesome. Maggie says, Titan Quest was a fun Diablo clone, but kind of boring if you've played similar games. Yeah, a lot of these Diablo-style games tend to feel pretty similar. And they just throw so many enemies at you, and the main goal really is to cycle through your abilities and just heal your way through most damage. Uh-oh, red exclamation point means dodge. How can we dodge? Is dodge space? Looks like it is. As well, it should be. And sprint is to hold the space bar.
You must be a fool to come here alone. Is it Dexter?
Well, whatever. We're going to skip this dialogue. I'm sure it's not terribly interesting. All right, let's lock onto this bad boy. Do I have a stamina bar? Is that the green bar? Yes, it is. Oh. Oh, shoot. You have to actually have to pay attention. You can't just spam attacks here. What happens if I just hit space? I go backwards, okay. Oh. That's unblockable. Oh, he blocked me. What happens if I do this? Okay, that's a heavy attack. Let's get this guy. I can't break his guard, at least not that easily. Oh, shoot. I wasn't able to stagger him out of his attack. Oh, okay, I tried to block the unblockable. Come on, buddy. Whoa. Nope, I don't think so. Okay, I made the mistake of trying to block again. All right, they require you to have some skill in this game. It's not as easy as just smash the attack button, which is good. If all you have to do is mash an attack button, the game gets boring really fast. Oh, I dodged out of the way, so you have invincibility frames. That's cool. Kill. I wonder what would have happened had I not killed him. Oh! Okay. Basically bifurcated his body with his own shield.
But your dad was not in vain. It will help end this hopeless war.
Hardcore.
Hopefully this fight might take some time. The gate will not budge.
Yeah, one thing I'm not a fan of is the developers did the same thing a lot of these developers do. They have the main character just constantly talk to himself. Excuse me, guys. Got this cough returning. Can I get in there? No. It's so dumb that the main character constantly talks to himself because you know what's happening. You know it's the developers trying to give you exposition, and it's not even in a believable or reasonable way. Like, imagine you're going through this war-torn battlefield, and you defeat an enemy, and you're totally by yourself. There's no one around. Do you just have this extended conversation with yourself? Do you start talking to yourself about what you're going to do out loud? I mean, I know some people might, but the way they talk, it's as if they're talking to someone because it's the voice actor talking to you, the player. Now, the way most developers try to do this without having self-talk is they have the protagonist talk to another character, like on a walkie-talkie, through some sort of mic, through their helmet connection, through a phone, they have a little character that floats around with them. Even Stellar Blade did it, and it's not always terrible, but in Stellar Blade's case, you know, they had the drone follow you around, and it was controlled by either Adam or Lily, so they could talk to you through the drone. Vocalized inner monologue. And then the other thing they do, sorry, I'm just phlegm issues today, guys. The other thing they do is they have the character constantly vocalizing the most obvious stuff. Like, one thing I appreciate about Expedition 33, which I'm playing back through, I played like about 20 hours in the past couple days. Can I go in here? No. Is in Expedition 33, when you get to the first part of the game where Gustav discovers a whole bunch of bodies of previous expeditioners that were killed. Let's see, Alt to throw your shield, Alt again to summon your shield. Okay, cool. When he sees all these dead expeditioner bodies, he doesn't comment on it. He doesn't tell you what he's looking at. He doesn't have some stupid ass self-dialogue of, these are expeditioner bodies. Something killed them. They're all dead. Maybe I need to be concerned about some really tough enemy around here. How did they die? What happened to them? I'm like, he just sees it. And the reason why you don't need to do that is because the player sees what the character sees. You don't have to tell the player what the character is seeing when it's on the screen. The player can already see it. Just let the player see it. The player can surmise all that info for himself or herself. Usually him, especially in games like this. But if I walk into an area and I see a whole bunch of people like me on my side, they're all dead. They're just strewn out, blood everywhere, weapons sticking out of their dead bodies. I know they're dead. I can see them. I don't need the character to comment on it. You know what I mean? It's one of those things that really pulls me out of the experience. And it's like, okay, it's a game. The developers are talking to me. It's like the developers don't have enough faith in you to know that you're smart enough to be able to look and see dead bodies and know that they were killed. Like, you can't figure that out on your own. We all know that. We can see the dead bodies. We can see that they're expeditioners. They're wearing the same uniform. We know that they're dead. We know something killed them. Can I rotate the camera? Doesn't look like it. Doesn't appear to be a way to do it. Okay, so I do see one issue already. It's possible, like, right here, I can't even see this dude. See? I can't see myself or this guy. I don't know if there's a way to rotate the camera, but I couldn't figure it out. So the little guys don't appear to present much of an issue. This is not a Souls-like. You don't have to worry about every little battle being tough and having the great possibility to kill you. At least not yet. Not very smart. If a dude with the sword is right up on top of you, you probably don't want to try shooting him with your bow and arrow when he's holding his shield up. But that's fine, you know, that I don't expect AI to be super smart. Meggie says, it's like, Snake, watch out. Hind D, they are a ferocious war machine from Soviet Union. Watch out. Followed with the his. Yes. It's, and the other thing, too, in movies and TV shows often do this, is they explain things to each other that they would clearly already know. Because they're actually explaining it to you, the player, or you, the viewer. Or one thing that's stupid is when, you know, they go off to plan something, like they're going to plan their next move. The characters are like, we're going to plan our move, how we're going to try to retake this building or do this. Or it then fades away, and it fades to them in the planning room, and they're all standing around a table, and one of them's like, okay, let's just go over it one more time. I'm like, oh, that's that dumb shit that they do where they're just telling you what they went over. They're not going over it one more time. They're explaining it to you. I mean, there are better ways to do that. Where do I go now? I am legit confused. Now that I turned off attack in the direction of the cursor, there is no cursor. Yeah, like anime characters explaining their powers when fighting a bad guy. Aha, I'm going to defeat you, Evil Man X. You can't defeat me. Well, actually, Evil Man X, I will, because I have this new ability. Alright, let's see. So this is my first fight with a whole bunch of enemies, so I gotta kind of juggle them around here. Block the arrows, move in on the other dudes. Can I kill that innocent dude right there? It's just running. I'm kind of curious. I can't even get to him right now, but let me try it. Get over here. Get over here, you bastard. Oh, no, you can't. They do yell, but you don't actually appear to harm them. And, oh, I thought he disappeared. It's like, what? Hey, is this an item? Yes, it is. You auto loot. I like that. All games do not need auto loot, but if it's something like gold, if it's a healing item that only heals you in the moment, you can't store it, and you have health missing, might as well just pick it up automatically and heal the character. If it's gold, just pick it up. There's no reason not to, especially if there's no weight limit. In a game with no weight limits, no inventory limits, why would you not just auto-collect the items? I mean, what you don't want to collect an item? There's no reason not to. Press blank while sprinting to perform a strike. Okay, that's cool. So we have a sprinting strike attack. Boom! There we go. Oh. Getting used to the controls here. I like that it automatically switches the lock-on. That's good. And I can use the scroll wheel to switch the lock-on. That feels fairly intuitive. That's better than some games that try to, like, make it Q or E or some silliness. Not bad. I saw Hypnotic play this. I popped in on one of his streams, and then when he finished it, he commented it was one of the best games he played in a while. But again, I think it really depends on how much you like this style of game. Oh, wow. Invisible wall right there. I can't go any further right there. It's that AA/indie invisible wall situation, which really isn't fair of me to say because a lot of AAA games have invisible walls. But do quadruple A games have invisible walls? What about quintuple A games, like the new Grand Theft Auto 6 coming out? It's going to be quintuple A. Yes, Maggie, that's a big one. I make that joke to my wife all the time. We will defeat you through the power of friendship and love. One thing you didn't plan on, Mr. Bad Guy X, is despite you being massively more powerful than anyone else in the world, we have banded together in the name of friendship and love. In the power of our friendship and togetherness, we'll defeat you. Which only makes sense if, like, they all band together and through their combined strength manage to do it. But, you know, unless the game has some sort of element where friendship can be turned into attack power or something. Or the Deus Ex Machina tactic that a lot of anime and video games use, where at the end, the bad guy's getting the best of the hero or heroes. It looks like everything's lost. All is in vain. They're going to die. And then at the last moment, they just summon some power they didn't know they had. Or altogether, they just rise up and somehow get this massive second wind and are able to defeat the enemy with overwhelming strength that they never had before. It just came out of nowhere. Alright, so I do have a mini-map. I should pay attention to that. That'll help me not get lost.
The enemy is running towards the palace. Soldiers,
And I think the white dots indicate where I'm supposed to go, not where I've been. I was thinking that was where I've been. Some games put dots where you've been, so you can see where you've already gone. Oh, so you can't always knock an enemy out of their attacks. So sometimes you have to either block or dodge the attacks, and then go in for an attack. Just hitting an enemy won't necessarily stagger them. Whoop. Try it, buddy. Nice try. You just missed. You outright missed. I was right in front of you, loser. So I guess we're attacking Troy, because the enemy yelled for Troy. Unless he has a friend named Troy that I killed, and he's trying to kill me on Troy's behalf.
I'm close.
So, Maggie, I believe you are not from the United States. I don't remember where you said you're from. If you want to share that info, you don't have to. I'm sure you've heard of this whole situation with Charlie Kirk. Oh, story time.
Enough of this madness, Paris. Release Helen. Madness?
I'm going to turn the game audio up because the game audio sounds quiet to me.
True madness, the madness of the kings who came here with you.
Paris. Alright, whatever, let's fight. We know we're going to fight. Let's just fight. Paris, Helen's lover.
Helen
Whoa.
knows the truth. If she returns to that monster,
Sorry,
he'll
Paris.
kill her.
But you deflowered Helen for the last time. Uh-oh. What the F? Am I intended to die here? I did, like, almost 0 damage to the dude. Look at that, I'm barely phasing him. Okay, maybe I'm supposed to die here, because I don't see any way I could kill this guy. Oh, okay, is this, like... Is this the final boss of the game? And... Finland, nice. This is probably like the ultimate antagonist that we'll come back to later. It's a storytelling tool to have the hero encounter the antagonist, be way too weak, be defeated but not killed, and then have to rise up and get enough power to defeat the enemy.
I was in the clutches of the abyss. Time and space lost meaning until finally that voice appeared inside my head.
By the way, speaking of Finland, I think it was Finland. Yes, so very few foreigners to Japan ever get granted citizenship in Japan. And far fewer ever rise to any level beyond a citizen working some kind of regular job. But there is one guy, Marute Tsurunen. I'm not sure if he picked that name or if he was born with that name.
Is this possible?
I think he actually served as a member of the Diet of Japan. And I think he was mayor at one point. So even though he was born in Finland, he's, you know, a Finnish guy. He looks Finnish. he managed to rise to not only become a Japanese citizen, but to be elected into office, which is almost unheard of. I'm not sure how many other foreigners have ever managed to do that. I can't think of any. There might have been some, but you could probably count them on one hand if there's any more than just that one. I like that tip in the corner. The controller provides the best gaming experience. Use it if you aren't fond of keyboard and mouse controls. Whatever, dude. Shut up, man. You ain't gonna tell me how to play. Got a nice little heartbeat theme going there. Oh, look at this. It's even the skill tree is themed around Greek mythology. Let's see. So is this the Crystarium from Final Fantasy 13? Is this the sphere grid from Final Fantasy 10? I'm not even sure. Do I have to start somewhere? Do I just pick one? You know what? Doesn't matter. I have 0 skill points, so fuck it. Nothing we can do there. We can rest. Oh, hang on now. When you rest, it restores your health. Does that mean this is a Souls-like? There are checkpoints where you rest and then the enemies come back? Do the enemies come back? It's a Souls-like, guys. We're playing a Souls-like. It's also a Souls-like because there is difficulty. Although we can't parry, so does that invalidate its Souls-like status, the lack of a parry? Hey, how do I get to that gold over there? Isn't that in an area I can't travel to? I'm gonna tell that guy to shut his mouth and move on. Don't care. Whatever, dude. Shut up. Oh, shoot. I thought this was like a safe area where I could just talk to NPCs. Clearly not. We have to kill the undead. They're dead, but they must die again. Because dying once isn't good enough. Sometimes, in order to truly be dead, they have to die twice. Let's see. What will it get me to just mash the button? You know what it'll get me? Out of stamina. That's what it'll get me. So you got to manage your stamina. There is stamina management. I keep forgetting to do the lock-on. Uh-oh. This guy's got armor. Oh, he's much tougher. Oh, okay. Let's back out of that and come back in. Okay, we took care of him. I gotta remember, if I attack, it'll automatically lock on if I'm not locked on, which I do actually like that. However, I think they should always include an option to turn it on or off, because some players don't want it and some players do. Oh, shoot. Look at this bag of bones. Come here, buddy. Go back to Spirit Halloween where you belong, punk. Open. You know how you open a treasure chest? You F it. You F stuff in this game. Oh, Executioner's Axe. Can we equip it? I would think we could, but will we lose our shield? No. Okay. Question is, do we ever get a two-handed weapon and lose our shield? The answer is, I don't know. I know as much about this game as you do because we just started. Alright, so this area appears to be for just that treasure chest with the Executioner's Axe, although I didn't actually look at the damage comparison here. Let's see, that's, this is better. Is there a damage speed? There's a strength. Oh, you have attribute bonuses and scaling. I do like scaling in games. It does add a whole element. Because on a lot of games, if there isn't scaling, then basically just stack points into health, the health stat, and the damage stat, whatever it is, like strength. I like when you have to like customize your character around what kind of build you want. I will say the animations are really good. It's like the way he kind of turns and pivots from one enemy to the next. It doesn't feel janky. It feels very smooth. It makes the combat more satisfying to see him kind of do these twirls. Like he goes from one enemy to the next, twirling around and shifting his balance to him. A true warrior of Sparta. Now, I know, Maggie, you said you're from Finland. However, I'm sure you know 9/11. Today is September 11th, 2025, which means 24 years ago today, the 9/11 incident occurred. Where the United States government orchestrated an attack on its own. So I don't know exactly what happened. I'm just talking here. I'm not dedicated either way. Do I believe the official account? Not necessarily. Do I think it was a giant conspiracy where the US government was involved? It's possible. I haven't seen anything concrete enough to definitively say one way or the other. I do know that what we were told is probably not the whole story. And that's typically how these kinds of, you know, homeland security situations go.
Where would I have been for such a long time?
He's still talking to himself.
I don't have much choice.
Don't like it. Less self-talk, please. Oh, I leveled up as I got my ass knocked to the ground. Oh, I knocked him down. Nice. Do I think it's very possible the U.S. government was directly involved in it, or it knew about it and chose not to intervene? Yeah, I think it's definitely possible. I would never claim that that's some sort of crazy conspiracy. So many supposedly crazy conspiracy theories are literally true. They have come true. We know they're true now. MK Ultra, one of the big ones. Obviously, back in the day, if you had claimed that to people before it was exposed, they would have laughed at you, called you a tinfoil hat wearer, you're a crazy conspiracy theorist. Of course, now we know it's history. It's even on just Wikipedia. It's just known history at this point. Oftentimes, the difference between a conspiracy theory and history, or truth, or fact, is simply a matter of time, but not always. Each critical hit will fully restore energy. Better endurance means more stamina, which is required for various actions, and increases damage dealt with endurance scaling weapons. Each defeated enemy grants you experience you can use to develop your stats and skills. Obviously, I already have that one. The more, especially with strength scaling weapons. I think we're going to go with strength scaling weapons. That sounds fun. We got an achievement for unlocking a skill. Kind of defeats the purpose of achievements when you get one for killing an enemy, just any enemy. Of course you're going to kill enemies in the game. Who's going to play this game and not kill a single enemy? Now, I get, like, progressing through certain parts of the story, like getting achievements for defeating bosses. But some of these games just give you kind of lazy, cheap achievements. Like, you started a game, here's an achievement. You died, here's an achievement. That is literally an achievement in quite a few games. No joke. The game will give you an achievement for dying. That kind of tells you how stupid it can get sometimes. So what if you played the game and never died, and you made it to the end without dying? Now, in order to get 100% achievements, you have to intentionally die in the game. That seems kind of stupid to me. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. He just jumped out of nowhere. Didn't see that guy either because he was blocked by the flowers. Oh, running out of stamina. Oh, I couldn't get my shield up in time. I couldn't get it up in time. Bone of the Beast. Those don't look like beasts. They just look like skeletons. New, heavy shield. Negative on dark, whatever that means. Additional physical, dark, and divine reduction. Scales some strength. Has increased stability. And increased physical damage. Oh, throwing the shield. I forgot you can throw the shield. I forgot all about that. Let's try it. Oh, yeah, there we go. And then you can call it back to yourself with the same button. Does it use, like, a limited resource, or can you do it an unlimited number of times? Looks like unlimited. Whoops. I could snatch it back so fast, it didn't even make it to the enemy. Oh, it does have a slight cooldown, though. Of course, if you don't have it, you can't block with it. So that's a negative. Oh, another skill point.
More and more.
And then he has to tell himself, oh, I got a skill point. Now I can do more things with my skill point. I'm like, yes, we are aware. We know how skill points work, especially after we've already used one. I think a lot of games, what they need is less chatter. In memory of Sai, a great friend and our first fan. Rise. Oh, okay, I guess we bent the knee to the woke mob, or to the statue. Yes, the news media, absolutely, Maggie's like it's an energy vampire. That's why I don't watch news. The only news I get is what filters to me from people I know, or if I happen to see something like reposted on Facebook or X. I don't go to any news sites, although I occasionally go to gaming news sites, but not as much as I used to, because so many of them are absolute trash. Hey, I'll check out the latest gaming news. I visit a gaming news site. Trump's bad, because I'm like, video games? You guys ever talk about video games? My goal is always to have the conversations, for the most part, almost exclusively, have what I like to call a video game nexus. And a nexus just means a connection point, something that kind of connects everything together. I would like all the, oh, wait, what? We're going from killing skeletons to humans. Of course, skeletons are are skeletons humans? This is an esoteric question. It's a philosophical question. It's even possibly an existential question. An undead skeleton, a reanimated skeleton. Does a reanimated human skeleton count as a human? I mean, if you see a person who's missing their legs, you wouldn't say they're not a human just because they're missing part of what normally makes up the composition of a human. Maggie says, yeah, only gaming news. I like watching console war banter for entertainment. PC Master Race all the way. That's why I'm trying to play more games now with mouse and keyboard. Like I said, I'm going through Expedition 33 using only the mouse and keyboard. And I'm surprised how much I'm enjoying it. It takes getting used to when you're used to the controller. But it can be surprisingly different to play a game like that with mouse and keyboard. It's not a totally different experience, but it does change it up quite a bit. More than you'd think. Oh, shoot. I gotta heal. Drink. There we go. Oh, it healed me all the way. I like that. Punks. Can I kill this guy? Nope. He just looks at me and he's like, why are you swinging that axe at me? Don't you know I'm invincible? I'm an honorable Spartan. I'm not able to kill the innocent. Yeah, let your arrow stick in my shield, buddy.
Son of a bitch.
So my axe could stick in your face. And I swear that guy just called me a son of a bitch. Was that a term back in the ancient Greek days? Come here, you son of a Socrates. Why don't you drink hemlock? Oh, go to Hades. Is that that's the kind of stuff they said back then? I don't know. I'm assuming they didn't just have directly translated versions of what we say. Oh, new level.
I can do more and more.
And he has to comment every time he levels by himself. I mean, that makes sense if you're with others. If you have a party and you guys are bantering with each other. But even then, a lot of games have so much party banter that people complain and they have to put in an option to turn off party banter. Like Dragon's Dogma. Hey, look, Arisen, it's a fish. Arisen, do you see that? It's a blade of grass. Oh, Arisen, look. There's more grass over on the horizon. Arisen, look. The sky. Arisen, did you know the sun rose this morning? Oh, shoot. This guy's, he's kind of tough. Let's see. There's no parry option here, but there is a throw your shield option. Doesn't seem to do much damage, but, you know, it's something. I forget I have this heavy attack. There we go. I think some enemies are best handled with the heavy attack. Cryptea to Virtuous Spartan. We can't let you join us. You lack the darkness. What if the darkness is inside me? Just waiting to get out. Did you see that news that apparently they have now managed to achieve 100% accurate Saturn emulation? Gotta tell you, I have literally never looked into Saturn emulation. I don't think there's ever been a Saturn game I felt like I wanted to emulate. But if there were to be one, it's good to know that they have a pretty much essentially perfect emulator. And when they say 100% accurate, what they mean is that it passes all of the tests for accuracy. I don't think it necessarily means that there will be 0 problems with the emulator in 100% of games. I don't think that's what they mean, but that would be nice if that were the case. Did I come all this way for a dead end? Well, maybe. Let's see. It looks like there's a path here that keeps going, which I missed. Nope, it does end there. Okay, can I? Nope. Alright, well maybe this was just for the lulz. This is just for the treasure. It's a thin crowd tonight at the G3 Brigade. Maybe I can get someone to raid. Send us some extra support. Let me shoot out another message to let everyone know we're live. And we're back. All right. Oh, this is a place to go. Looks like you cannot loot treasure chests with enemies nearby. I guess that makes sense. Oh, dang. My shield was like way off somewhere else. Damn. So it did alert them both. So that's realistic. Some games, like, you can hit an enemy standing next to another one, and only the one you hit seems to react, which always feels kind of weird, because if you're standing, like, if you and I are standing right next to each other, Maggie, and I get like shot in the head and fall down dead, it's not like you're just gonna stand there and be like, yep, just business as usual over here. Drunken Dwarf, how's it going, man? It's good to see you, as always. We are playing Achilles, Legend Untold, I think it's called. Yeah, something like that.
I can't do it now.
Oh, I can't get in there. It's locked, even though it doesn't appear to be locked, but whatever. Let's go ahead and heal up before we die. Yes, this is Achilles. I picked it up because it was like $8 on sale. $8 or $9, I can't remember which one. And Hypnotic played this on a live stream, and he seemed to love it. He said he finished it, and he called it one of the best games he'd played in a long time. It's not quite my normal forte. It's not my normal wheelhouse, but it's good so far for what it is. I'm trying to figure out where to go now. Yes, Maggie, the Saturn was the predecessor to the Dreamcast. It did not have a long lifespan. It was one of the only consoles of what could be called the 32-bit generation. Most of the systems went from like 16 to 64. There were a few that technically had 32 bits, depending on whether you were looking at like the CPU processor, GPU processor. Some of them had a custom processor setup where there'd be like multiple processors and one of them would be 32-bit. As we know, Sega went with the the Sega 32. What was that called? It was the Sega CD and then the Sega 32 whatever add-on for the Genesis. But again, it's not the same thing as a true 32-bit next generation console. Nintendo just went from the 16-bit Super NES to the 64-bit Nintendo 64, naming it after the bits. PlayStation entered the fray with the PlayStation 1, so they had nothing prior to that that I'm aware of. And yeah, the 32X, yes. And any of the other consoles didn't gain any significant degree of popularity or whatnot, so they're kind of irrelevant for the most part.
Give me your money, bastard.
Oh, it's a highway robbery. He's trying to take my money. Oh, he blew up. I like it. Oh, someone else is shooting at me.
Well.
Do we get a bow and arrow at some point? I actually don't care. I wouldn't use it if we did, unless it's like a core component of the gameplay. Oh, we got points to spend. We got points for days. What's in the you know, it's fascinating. Instead of opening the treasure chest, he just punches it open. He like punches it and breaks the lid and reaches in. Yeah, but Drunken Dwarf, we were talking about how the Saturn emulator now is what they call 100% accurate. It passes all emulation tests, which does not necessarily mean it'll play every game 100% perfectly, but it will be very close. It's kind of like on the same level as like a Super Nintendo and a Nintendo emulator now. You can expect that it will essentially play everything. Now, I'm not aware of any Saturn games that had a special chip in them. I don't know if that was a thing. Like with the Super Nintendo, it took a while for them to figure out how to emulate like the Super FX chip and whatnot. Obviously, that's a thing that can't happen anymore because you can't put a special chip on a disc, and Nintendo is not going to do it with their discs, their cartridges, because it's just so expensive. That's kind of a thing of the past at this point. Even for Nintendo sticking with cartridges on the Switch, they're not going to put a special chip on it. Dang, I can't figure out how to prevent... My goodness. I guess I just have to dodge a lot from these dudes. What is it with RPGs always making dogs the most annoying enemies in games? They always jump around, leap at you, jump away, and then they love to come at you in groups. I can't remember which... It didn't say which specific emulator it was. It just gave the emulation, like, engine or instruction set or something. It was like a series of letters and numbers. It didn't sound like an emulator name. Okay, there's nothing we can do with that. Don't know why it's there. Saturn had a video card add-on, the VCD. Ah, I'd never even heard of that. Interesting. Oh. I don't like how often the foreground can obstruct my view. Like, look at this. I could literally be behind this, and I'm not aware of any way to move the camera. I don't think you can move the camera. So that's a huge flaw, unless there's something I'm missing. There's a kick. I didn't even realize that. Kick. Oh, it's the Lost Woods. Am I gonna find the Master Sword in here? Oh shit, what's happening? Am I taking damage?
I need to come back here later.
Apparently. And of course my character self-talks, and it's like, I need to come back here later. I can't do this. I can't do this now. This isn't the correct area right now. Oh shit. that was intense. Oh my gosh, the game just did the very thing I was talking about earlier. It just did it, guys. It gave me an achievement for dying. That's the joke achievement that I use as an example of how achievements are being cheapened. Lunar Star Story. I played Lunar on the Sega, I believe. Yeah, I think it was the Sega CD. By the way, speaking of my pedantry, me being pedantic and all, I find it fascinating. I don't know if, correct me if I'm wrong here, but I'm pretty sure the game Lunar is just the word lunar, like referring to the moon. But for some reason, and maybe this is how it's pronounced in the game, but I've never heard it. Why does everyone pronounce lunar as lunar? What? Why is everyone saying lunar? Like, just about everyone who talks about the Lunar series pronounces it lunar. Like it's some special, unique word. Is it a different word? I thought it was just the word lunar, which is, of course, pronounced lunar, not lunar. Again, if I'm missing something, let me know, but I don't think I am. Vitality. Let's do that. What is this? Oh, more vitality? Each critical hit will fully restore energy. Can we get more strength? Yeah, let's get more strength. What's that? Luck. I almost never spec into luck in games like this. And some more strength. It looks like we're going off into strength land there. Italian version of pronunciation. Lunar. Are you ready to play Lunar? Imagine a game. There's a game called Solar on PC. It's actually kind of fun. I bought it. Imagine if I always pronounced it like Solar. Hey, there's this cool game called Solar. Oh my gosh. Look at that texture popping. Seriously? You guys see that with the grass? Why? Why would they do that? It's like dead set in front of me. It's just right there. You have to walk right up to it before the grass appears. And I think my settings are pretty much as high as they can get. Yeah, epic. Custom, epic. Everything's maxed out, including view distance. That's maximum view distance. This is their idea of maximum view distance. An inch in front of the players when the texture pops in. So what's load distance? You have to run past it before it'll pop in? Oh yeah, I forgot there was a Sega CD, not Sega CD, PSP version of Lunar. Sorry, of Lunar. Just like that game on PC I have, Solar. Another thing I noticed, and you guys might do this, so don't get too mad at me if I'm partially making fun of you, is a lot of people don't know, for example, if you go into skills, or let's say, will it show my character's stats? Where can I see my own stats? Is it? Yeah, it's in skills. Okay. So they call it stats. That's fine. A lot of them have another word. Attributes. For example, you'll have attributes like strength, dexterity, vigor, endurance, luck, whatever. For some reason, a lot of, even Americans, a lot of people say attributes. These are my character's attributes. I'm going to put points into my attributes. Attributes is the verb form of the word. For example, he attributes his great strength to his daily weightlifting. Attribute is the noun. One of his best attributes is his strength. I would sometimes correct people on videos on YouTube, and I was like, you know what? Everyone's just gonna hate me if I do that. But you know, if anyone ever corrects my pronunciation, I look it up to verify it, and if they're right, then I'm like, okay, cool, I'll start pronouncing this correctly. I don't get mad about it. I've never gotten why people get mad if someone points out a way you can do something correctly or better, I guess. Like, why would you want to look dumb? You know what I mean? No, I'm going to keep using this word wrong. Drunken Dwarf said, I've never heard of a tribute being used in that context. You mean in the context of like a RPG? I know a lot of games call them attributes, yeah. A tribute, of course, is a verb. Whoa, he flew in the air. I like that. That's nice. I don't even know where to go now. I guess I should follow these white dots, right? That's going to tell me where to go instead of wandering aimlessly. MarcFoxx attributes his lack of streaming success to his annoying personality. MarcFoxx considers one of his best attributes to be his annoying personality. Yeah, a lot of English words are pronounced differently depending on whether they're a verb or a noun form. And so that's how you can tell if they're using the verb form or the noun form. Normally you can tell from context just fine, but also from how it's pronounced. A big one that almost everybody does, and I say almost everybody, and you guys probably do this, is most people mispronounce a word I'm going to write down here. You guys should see that. Most people mispronounce that C word I just put there. And they don't even realize it. And if I try to correct them, they think I'm crazy and I'm the wrong one. Hey, looks like we can go down in the cellar. So you can compare two things. I could compare Expedition 33 to Chrono Trigger. Excuse me. This phlegm and this cough just lingers forever. I could also say that in many ways, Expedition 33 and Chrono Trigger are comparable. Yes, Drunken Dwarf, almost everybody says comparable. But if you look it up, that's just a mispronunciation. And the great irony, perhaps one of the most ironic things about the English language, is that nearly everybody mispronounces the word pronunciation, because the verb is pronounce. The noun is, or I'm sorry, the verb is, yeah, the verb is pronounce. However, when it's in the noun form, the O is dropped and it becomes pronunciation. It's spelled differently. It's not spelled pronunciation, it's spelled pronunciation. Thereby making pronunciation one of the most commonly mispronounced words as far as by ratio of usage. Obviously, the most mispronounced words are the words that are used most often that are mispronounced. So the difference between pronunciation, the correct one, and pronunciation, which is just wrong because it misunderstands. It doesn't, you know, people don't realize it's spelled differently. English is confusing. It's like having two classmates called Henry, but pronounce their names Henry or Henry to differentiate. Yeah, there are names out there that do have some slight differences in pronunciation, so you don't know until you get them to tell you how it's pronounced. However, some names are pronounced by the actual person himself or herself. Like a big one in the gaming space that you'll occasionally hear, and people will die on this hill. They insist on continuing to pronounce it wrong, is Mario. Believe it or not, I'm sure you guys have heard it on occasion. There are some people out there who literally say Super Mario Brothers. I have no idea. I don't know where Mario comes from. There were quite a few people that would say it. Rich of Review Tech USA would say it. Woofden, I think, pronounces it Mario. Who's that other guy who always reviews...
What happened here? The
He's like always reviewing portable gaming systems, like retro portables.
Maybe I can find
Geek something, nerd something. Gosh, I can't even think of what his name is. The name he goes by. What? I can't. I just watched him today, and I can't even think of his name. Tech Dweeb. That's it. Tech Dweeb. Tech Dweeb. Tech Dweeb mispronounces Mario and says Mario, but he does acknowledge he mispronounces it, but for some reason insists he's gonna keep mispronouncing it. And I'm like, what the fuck? Imagine you meet somebody and you tell them how to pronounce your name and they pronounce it wrong. So you tell them the correct pronunciation and they're like, no, I'm just gonna keep fucking it up. I'm just gonna keep mispronouncing your name. Like, you can literally hear Mario say his own name in the game. So there's no question about how it's pronounced. There is no question. Mario himself pronounces his own name. That settles it. Alright, how tough is this guy gonna be? Here, take that, freaking scorpion piece of oh. Oh! Well, I thought he was leaving. I didn't know he was coming back. Oh, oh, the hitbox on this thing, like it's pretty massive. Should I just keep bashing or throwing my shield at him from a distance? All right, is he gonna like poison me from like? Will he stab me if I stand behind him? Oh, okay. Oh shoot. This is not as hard as I thought it would be, but I probably shouldn't try to block that jump attack. Here. Take this. Oh, it even breaks your lock on. Alright, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, I don't know why Woofden even says Mario. I always make fun of it too. Like, when someone says Mario, I'll just look at my wife. She knows instantly why I'm looking at her. I'm like, Mario? What's wrong with you? Come on. I mean, nobody, who in their right mind would ever see the name Mario and think it's pronounced Mario? That's just dumb. No offense to anybody. I'm sure I've done dumb stuff too, so you know. But when someone points out dumb shit you do, then you're like, okay, yeah, that was dumb. And then you become better. You become less dumb. That's the whole idea, is you learn from your mistakes. Don't keep fucking making the same mistakes. That's even dumber. That's stupid. All right. So now it's showing I'm supposed to go this way, but last time I tried to go in the forest, it said I have to come back here later. Oh, shit. Last time I died to one of those things fast, so I guess... Oh, shoot. I guess I should just avoid them. Who's talking? Oh, look how close I was to the next checkpoint when I died. You're Henry. Your name is Henry, but all your buddies call you Hank or Hank. I'm not sure how that's pronounced, at least from a Finnish pronunciation. Let's see. Do I have any skill points to put in here? I do. We could get more strength. Wait. After I unlock one of these, I can continue to unlock the same one? So I just get more strength points off the same node? That gives me more stamina. Sure, we'll grab some stamina. Why not? Oh, it's locked. What about this? Oh, that's locked too. Oh, now it's sealed. Okay, not really sure how all that works, but whatever. Press blank just before taking a hit to deflect it and throw the enemy out. Oh, it's a parry! It's definitely now a Souls-like, guys. We're officially in Souls-like territory. We have parries, guys. We have difficulty. We have checkpoints with restocking enemies. And we have parries. Not sure why we get the heartbeat when we're in there. Usually if you hear a heartbeat in something like a movie or TV show, it's not a good thing. It usually means something bad, you know? We're definitely getting a good frame rate on this bad boy. It's usually 150 to 200. Alright, let's see. Can I do a running? No. To turn around while running, I stop running. Let's see if I can turn around while... Oh, well, you can, but you can fuck it up if you do it wrong. We're going up the stairs in the Forgotten Cemetery. Hello. Goodbye. Any of you guys actually played this game yet? I don't think there's a demo. I never saw a demo for it. There's not right now. I'm wondering, it doesn't do anything special, but I guess you just gotta block right at the moment of attack. Whoop. All right, let's try it. Oh, that didn't do it. Oh, okay. So you have to bring the shield up and have it ready right as they attack. You can't hit the shield button as soon as they attack. That doesn't quite work. Because it takes a moment for the shield to come up. The smaller enemies, you can just mow them down with some quick attacks. I'm mainly just using the left mouse button, which is the lighter attack. I haven't been using the heavy attack as much. Whoops, I tried to parry that and it didn't work. Okay, that wasn't bad. I need more practice to tell how difficult it is or how easy it is to pull off. Drunken Dwarf says, no, I was interested, but it had average reviews on release. Yeah, I did see that. I think it's got slightly better reviews now, but again, I don't know if this is really, like, terribly impressive.
Shit. This place is bigger than I thought.
It's okay for what it is. But then again, I'm not real big into this genre, so I'm not the person... Really, I'm not the most qualified person to talk about it. I think someone that likes games like this, maybe like a fan of Diablo and Path of Exile and games like that, they would be better qualified to say how they feel about it. It does appear that this game is much more based on your basic attacks and not as much on abilities. It's not like you have a row of abilities at the bottom that you cycle through, at least not yet. And by now, you'd think they would have given us a few abilities if it was going to be that kind of game. I do like that you can hit multiple enemies at once. It doesn't... Whoa! What the... That skeleton just came barreling at me. Warp speed. Look at him. Man, he moves fast. Okay. He got me. Let's try another parry. Whoop. Too slow. There we go. I'll heal. I notice I constantly have 8 heals when I look down. I guess I'm just collecting heals. Okay. But I never seem to have more than 8. So either 8 is the max, or it's like storing them and it restocks every time I hit the checkpoint. I don't know. I might not even be going the right way because I'm going away from the white dots, which I still haven't quite figured out if the white dots are where I've been. Or where I'm supposed to... I guess they are where I'm supposed to go, because they disappear if I follow them. So it appears there are optional parts of the levels that you don't have to explore, but if you do, you get more treasure. You get to fight more enemies. Not sure how this game would feel on a gamepad, but, you know, isometric RPGs like this, they work fine with mouse and keyboard as long as they set up the controls properly. As long as they don't build the game completely around gamepad and hamstring themselves. And Drunken Dwarf, I was telling Meggie earlier, I'm going back through Expedition 33 and I'm playing the whole thing with mouse and keyboard. It's actually a lot of fun that way. I'm surprised how easy it is to get used to. I do occasionally hit the wrong key because it does feel like there are quite a few keys to use. And it's not immediately intuitive because it's not the kind of game you would normally play mouse and keyboard. But once you kind of figure it out, it's not so bad. It makes sense. It's a good setup they have on mouse and keyboard. It just takes some getting used to is all. The game sounds quiet to me even. I don't know. Is it quiet to you guys too? It's just like super quiet. The music's quiet too. Drunken Dwarf says, I was bad with the parries on keyboard. Yeah, at first, when I tried out mouse and keyboard, I think it was on my third playthrough. It was either towards the end of my second or it was on my third playthrough. I didn't do so hot with it. It's not easy to get used to if you're used to the gamepad. Like if you spend a long time using the gamepad and then you suddenly try to switch to mouse and keyboard, it's a totally different thing to get used to. Have I been here yet? I don't even know, man. I'm losing track of where I've been, where I'm supposed to go. Is this? Oh yeah, I can break that. I don't think I'm supposed to go that way, so we'll follow the trail we're supposed to for now. Was this where I was earlier? I don't know. We got a skill point, so let's spend it. We'll put it into more strength. Because why not? Doing damage is good. Kill enemies faster, they have less time to hurt you. Maggie says, Prince of Persia and God of War PS2 games had some good sound management. Yes, sound makes a big difference, and I think it's one of those things where it's easy for developers to forget to properly balance their audio. Sound engineering is a big deal in games, especially certain games, and when you fuck it up, it's very noticeable, and it makes the game a lot less enjoyable, especially if the game has sound cues that you need to be able to hear. Like, for example, one of the things I think they messed up on in Expedition 33 was the sound cues during battle to cue you in on when to dodge or parry can be hard to hear with the music. And there's a mod that will increase the volume of the sound cues, and I have it installed, and it's actually very useful. I didn't need it at this point because I played the game so much, but being able to clearly hear the sound cues during combat is so much better. Like, I heard a lot of people tell me that they were having trouble with the parries and dodges until they turned the music down or even off. A lot of people said they turned the music off in the game so they can better hear sound cues. I'm not turning the music off in a role-playing game, especially one of the JRPG style. Man, the music is so central to the experience. It really sets the mood, you know? Here, eat my shield. You arachnid. Can I parry this dude? No. I don't think so. Doesn't appear I can. Okay, I tried like 4 times there. Boom. I'm locked onto something. Oh, it's that little plant thingy there.
My power is growing.
Oh, who's this guy?
Thanks be to the gods.
How many hours did I end up racking up on Expedition 33? Well over 100. I think I'm like at 120-ish.
Forget how to fight. I passed by a destroyed forge.
I played the same save file,
Yes.
start to finish 3 times. New Game Plus, and New Game Plus Plus.
It so happens that I'm his apprentice.
And
I will tell you everything of
in
how it
both
happened, but I still
New
need
Game
your
Plus and New Game
What's
Plus
the
Plus,
matter?
I
I need
did
to retrieve
everything.
my
I did
masters
mostly
tools.
everything in New Game,
They
but
should be in
I
those
missed some
ruins
stuff.
not far from here.
So when I went
But
back
don't
in New
worry,
Game
so
Plus, I did everything there was in the game to do. Everything. I found every optional boss, every chromatic enemy. I found pretty much every single Pictos item. I maxed out all the weapons. I maxed out all the characters to level 99. I found like I fought all the enemies so Monaco, whatever his name is, could learn all the abilities. I did everything. Got all the achievements, of course. Can I destroy that thing? Oh, wow. That would take forever with just the shield. Oh, that heavy attack does a lot of damage. Maybe I should focus on hitting with one heavy attack and then backing out. Well, not on that guy. Oh, he got me. Let's drink some potion there. Oh, come on. It sucked me into him from a distance. That was cheap. There's a bit of a delay after an attack before you can dodge, but that makes sense. I mean, you don't want the dodge to be... Oh my goodness, that's... Wow. It like sucks me towards him when he does that if I'm just outside what I think should be the range. Yeah, Expedition 33 at this point, excuse me guys, is genuinely, for real, my favorite game of all time. Absolutely love it. And playing through it 3 times did not change my mind, it only solidified it. And now playing through it a 4th time, I still haven't changed my mind. Oh, the reason that one hit was so hard is because it was a critical. Looks like the critical does almost double damage, which is wild. Is he gonna attack again? Does he just attack once and give up? The plant has 1 shot. It's like a honeybee. It's got 1 shot and then that's it. Have you guys played Expedition 33? What about you, Drunken Dwarf and Maggie? You guys played it? Okay, that's this is getting intense here. There's lots. Oh shit! I never know when he's gonna come up or where. There doesn't appear to be an indicator. Oh, I do not need this dipshit throwing poison at me. So we'll just get away from that. Oh, did he actually poison the scorpion? He poisoned the scorpion. I love it. Look at his health tick away. Ah, so Maggie, you haven't tried it yet. Yeah, I absolutely love it. And I had not played a turn-based role-playing game like that in a long time. I consider it a JRPG because of the style, not based on the country where it was made. I made a whole video about that on my YouTube channel. I don't think it does any good to define a game based on the country of origin, which to me is just kind of a confusing concept completely. Especially when you had Squaresoft back in the day actually form a studio in the United States that made Secret of Evermore. So then you'd have to ask, well, does that change what Secret of Evermore is? But then again, Secret of Evermore, some people might not consider it technically a JRPG, but more of like a adventure game, like Secret of Mana. Because it's not turn-based. Does a JRPG have to be turn-based? I think most people would say not necessarily, but some people would argue yes. Drunkendorf says, he finished Act 1, then some life stuff happened, and he didn't get back to it, but he's planning to get back to it before the end of the year. Yes, it's amazing game. I have a friend, he finally got around to finishing it. He had a bunch of family stuff come up, and he got delayed. He was also playing Death Stranding 2 because he's a Kojima guy, and I make fun of him for it, but we make fun of each other for a lot of stuff. Guys know how good of a friend they are with another guy if they can make fun of him. If there's a guy you like, say you work with, but you don't feel comfortable making fun of him, then you guys probably aren't good friends. But yeah, he's a big Kojima fan, so he wanted to finish Death Stranding 2. I actually lent him my PlayStation 5, he still has it, so he could play Death Stranding 2, because at this point, now that Bloodborne is fully playable on emulation, and I actually need to check that out. I need to do a video on Bloodborne. Now that Bloodborne is emulatable, the only thing I need the PlayStation 5 for at this point is Demon Souls Remake, because Stellar Blade's on PC and it's so much better on PC. What's he running from? Why is he running like a chicken shit? Now he's coming back. Yeah, Stellar Blade's on PC, so I'll always play it on PC. It's much better, not just for graphics and whatnot, but also for mods. Bloodborne, you can emulate on PC and it looks better and plays better. There's nothing else exclusive to the PlayStation 5 I give a shit about except for Demon Souls Remake. And that one is okay. It's good. It's the preferred way to play Demon Souls for me now, but not a huge deal. So I do want to make a video on Demon Souls at some point. And in my new style of an absurdly stupid review, although YouTube is crushing the hell out of my views, just like with a lot of other YouTubers. My absurdly stupid review of Stellar Blade only has like 68 views. After almost a week. It's insanely low. I mean, I don't think I've had a video that low ever. Since like 8 years ago when I started my channel. So normally just a couple hundred views is pretty low for me.
Feel the foul smell of
which I do get videos that only get a couple hundred views because, you know, I'm kind of changing my whole setup in terms of what I focus on, my content creation. Got to build kind of a new audience with the new direction. But 60-some views for a video on Stellar Blade with what I think is a catchy thumbnail. Yeah, I don't know. Something's going on. A lot of people complained about YouTube recently. Drunken Dwarf says, I hope it's still on Game Pass. Oh, it's worth buying, man. I ended up playing it on Game Pass for a couple hours, and then I turned around and bought it on Steam because I wanted to also be able to play it on the Steam Deck. And what I would do is I would play through like a new area on the computer so I could see it at full quality. And then if I ever played it on the Steam Deck, if I'm away from home, I would basically just use that to explore areas I've already been through to see if I missed anything, or I would farm enemies for chroma, levels, stuff like that. I didn't want to experience anything for the first time on the Steam Deck because it's just, I want to see that game in its full glory on a big screen at high quality. Performance for Expedition 33 on the Steam Deck is passable. You're looking at 30 FPS, slightly higher depending on settings, but you have to turn on FSR, obviously. You have to. You know, you got to use something. And the problem is you got to set the preset pretty damn low. Doesn't look great, but it's playable. So, you know, with a portable system in a game that intense on Unreal Engine 5, I mean, there are a lot of Unreal Engine 5 games that are pretty much unplayable on Steam Deck. So if you can play it, that's doing pretty well for Unreal Engine 5 games, new ones at this point. All right. Excuse me, man. This phlegm,
There are some symbols.
it's not gonna let me go.
Maybe I can open it.
I gotta pee. Let me find a safe spot so I can take a brief break here. Well, I guess I'm fighting this guy first. Oh, see? I'm so far away from him, but when he does that, it like pulls me towards him and then knocks me down. It feels cheap the way that works. Where are all these skeletons coming from? Are they just materializing out of nowhere?
I'm getting better at this.
Is there an infinite number of these damn skeletons? Oh, a gold treasure chest. Oh, he punched the gold treasure chest open. New simple sword. Let's see what that is. I'll tell you this much, Dwarf. I do not recommend having your first experience of anything in Expedition 33 be on Steam Deck. It's passable. It's playable. It's far from ideal. Don't let your first experience of any area or boss or something on the game be on the Steam Deck. It's just not the best. Let's see. That's 61. Oh, I have this equipped. Oh, it auto-equipped it. So it auto-equips... Wait a minute. Hang on. I thought I changed the axe. Why do I suddenly have the sword auto-equipped? That does the most... Oh, that does the most damage. Oriental Giant Sword. Ah, but do we have to give up... We do. Okay, there are two-handed weapons where you have to give up the shield. Okay, can I block with it? Yes, I can. Probably doesn't block as much as a shield, obviously. Maggie says, as Demon Souls Blue Point PS5 Remaster has graphics and quality of life improvements, I'd say Demon Souls original is still playable due to aesthetic and art direction. Yeah, the original is still good. You can play it on what's it called? RPCS3? RPCS3 emulator on computer, and raise the resolution, played at 60 frames a second, and it's much better. However, I'm not a super stickler for every little minute detail like some people are, and they have a valid point, and I get that. But for me, the Demon Souls remake just looks and plays so smoothly in performance mode. Solid 60. And it looks amazing. I just prefer that version now. But yeah, they fucked up some of the aesthetics. Some of the changes Bluepoint made were not in line with what Miyazaki had intended. However, Miyazaki said he thinks it's a great remake. I don't know if he's allowed to complain about it. I don't know if there's any contractual obligation he has in terms of non-disparagement. But I know one thing for sure. I've never seen a contract require you to make positive comments about things that don't exist yet. So he may not be fully able to criticize it, even if he wanted to, but he certainly didn't have to praise it. There was nothing obligating him to praise it, and he did. So that tells me that Miyazaki considers it a pretty solid remake. Not to say he doesn't consider it to have issues with the original artistic vision, but it's not significant enough that he wouldn't say it's great, or good at least. Alright, we cleared this area out. Let's break this shit. Let's break that. Yeah, the sound effects come through a bit weak at times. I think they need to work on the audio engineering. It just doesn't... A lot of things don't have the punch that they should or could. Yeah, the lifeless aura of Demon Souls on PS3 is different from PS5. It is, and I get that complaint, and it's valid. I'm not going to disagree with people that point that stuff out. But for me, it's not as big a deal for me because I'm not as focused on those aspects of it. I would probably care more about what are these things. Like, I can't interact with them. Looks like I should be able to F them. Hit the F key, but they don't do anything. I would probably care more about Dark Souls. The first release. Because that game I played so much that I would obviously notice anything wrong. So
The
what's
symbols must be the key to opening
the
that
symbols
chest.
are the key to opening the treasure chest? Oh, I just break them. If it were an 100 Meg ES, if it were an 100% accurate remake or remaster, what would be the selling point? I think at that point, and it almost is 100% accurate in terms of at least the level layout and everything. It's almost a 1-to-1 in most ways.
Now I can open the
They
chest.
changed almost nothing about the game. It controls almost identical. The very, very minor changes. I think the point would be to bring it to a new platform, because a lot of people don't have a PS3 anymore, and also give you much better resolution, much better visuals. So bring it up to like a modern experience, modern expectations. Because, you know, going back to play Demon's Souls on the PS3, certain areas look really blurry and do not look good. Like the Valley of Defilement can really look pretty bad, honestly. All right, I'm gonna hit the restroom real quick. I'll be right back. Should only take me, but I don't know, maybe 2 minutes at most. You know, it's a, I don't know how long it takes. You know what I mean? Don't go anywhere. And we're back. No longer staring at an empty chair. So, I'm hearing what I thought was audio popping, and I think what it is actually is the sound of the fire crackling, but it actually just makes it sound like the audio is sort of glitching out or something. Yeah, Blighttown on the consoles for the original Dark Souls, not the remaster, the original, was atrociously awful. And there was just, it was, at times, it became on playable level bad, where the frame would dip into the single digits, which was just insane. But, you know, that had a lot to do with the consoles being too anemic for, I think, Miyazaki's vision there. Though Miyazaki and his team could have done more, I think, to optimize that, but they didn't, so whatever. A favor for Firtos. You know, it says Firtos up in the corner, Firtos. I originally was reading that as a favor for Fritos. All right, I guess now we can teleport. But where to? Where do we go? Where do we teleport to? I don't know. Funny that the parry they just call Cold Blood. Interesting name, but honestly, I don't need a fancy name for a skill. If there's a standard name for it, just give it a standard name so we know what it is. I don't want to have to say, oh, do you have you unlocked Cold Blood? It's easier to just say, did you unlock parry? You know? Let's see, strength. What else we got? Strength. Noticing the theme here. Counterattack. Oh, yes, let's move towards counterattack. Let's grab that. All right. Press... Okay, so after we actually do a parry, we can strike with a quick hit. Is that a riposte? Is this a riposte? Is this parry riposte or riposte? However you prefer to pronounce it. I don't care. It's actually a foreign word brought into English, so there's an argument to be made. It could be pronounced a couple different ways. Oh, we have one more skill point. Let's spend it. So we have riposte, riposte, counterattack, and then strength, and then strength, and then fighting pace. Successfully performing cold blood will restore a small amount of energy. After successfully performing cold blood to strike with a powerful hit. Yeah, let's move towards that. Meggy S, ever feel like Demon Souls had this strict melancholic aesthetic while Dark Souls 1 through 3 had this loose definition of world and lore? Yeah, I think a lot of people claim that they like the atmosphere of Demon Souls the most. I know Epic Name Bro, back when he was just an awesome YouTuber and didn't start chiming in and becoming, you know, a standard millennial left-winger. That was sad to see that happen. And then he moved away from creating, you know, unique content for YouTube, and he just went to full-time streaming because that's where the money was, and he was making money. I don't blame him. You know, he made a lot more money doing that. It took less effort than making those very involved videos. But he said that his favorite atmosphere of all the Souls games was Demon Souls. And that I get. I wouldn't say that was my favorite on any level. Definitely better than Dark Souls 2. You guys know I think Dark Souls 2 was a fucking disaster in so many ways. Whether you're looking at Shibuya and his initial work with it, or Tanimura after he took over, they both fucked that shit up. Actually, can we teleport to where we need to go? Let's see if it'll tell us where we need to be. Oh, that's cool. Cool. I like that. So, looks like we're about halfway between the teleport points, so whatever, we'll hoof it on foot. Do we get a horse in this game? Probably not. Probably wouldn't need one, really. Bash the shit out of everything in this game, you know what I mean? Let's just go where we're supposed to go here and avoid any unnecessary fights. Which is my favorite Souls game? You know, there are a lot of good ones. Some of them are good for different reasons, and so it's not like one is better than the rest, but favorite in terms of the overall experience, and I may be biased, is Dark Souls, the first one. My lips are dry. And I think that's because, partially, because that's the first one I played. However, I can tell you a lot of people played Demon Souls first and do not consider it their favorite. So, just because you play one game in a style or a franchise first doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be your favorite. No, Epic Name Bro was not a PvP montage guy. He was not very big into PvP. He was really big into lore and the PvE experience, just experiencing the game. He would do playthroughs of the game. He loved paying attention to little details in the game, looking into the lore, just enjoying it for what it was. He did PvP, but that wasn't his focus. Sunlight Blade was the one who focused a lot on PvP montages and bringing in other people. There was also Mr. I Won't Forget. I don't know if he's around anymore. I don't think I unsubscribed from them, so I have both of them stopped uploading because I don't recall unsubscribing. But then again, it's possible that YouTube unsubscribed me without my permission. Should I upgrade the Oriental Giant Sword? Hell yeah, we just did. Oh, I got an achievement for upgrading a weapon. Cool. Oh, you know what? It looks like we could get different armor sets. So, let's see. Change visual. Wait. How come there's no spot for the different armor? Oh, are the armor sets just cosmetic? Yes, it literally says that. This is a cosmetic change, does not affect stats. Okay. So I guess I could just look like that, or that. That, or that. That, or that. We'll just keep the helmet on. Why not? There were a lot of cool uploaders at the time. There were some that had issues with me because I wasn't a big fan of imposing these restrictions on random PvP that people would have. Like everyone loved to talk about, oh, these are gankers. You know, I invaded some dude's world and they ganked me. All 3 of them teamed up against me. I'm like, yeah, that's the way the game is meant to be played. They're not there for PvP. This is a dude who summons two people to help him, possibly friends, I don't know. And he's just playing through the game, and you invaded him. So him and his friends fight you as an invader. That's what you do. This isn't a setup, like a duel setup. This isn't some organized PvP match. This is you invading a random person who just happened to have 2 summons in his world at the same time. And so the summons are there to help the host. They're supposed to fight you. I don't know why we pretend like that was a bad thing. There's nothing bad about it. That's just the way it's supposed to go. And people got mad at me for saying that, and eventually everyone sort of basically agreed with me later on. But did they ever come and apologize to me? No. They were pretty nasty to me at times, too. Like, they got really nasty at times. Like, my name was negative in the community, according to several of these individuals. Yeah, but that whole nonsense about ganking and whatnot pretty much went away. And I was one of the biggest voices against it. Me, Martyrs Brigade 99. We were the only 2 content uploaders I can remember that openly spoke out against these very arrogant types that thought that they could set the PvP rules for everybody. Like, everybody had to follow their PvP rules. I'm like, guys, there are people playing Dark Souls. They don't know anything about this. They're just playing the game. They don't know there's a PvP community out there. They don't know that a bunch of you got together and decided that there are these honor rules that everyone has to follow. Like, the host can't use Estus. The host can't use summons. The host can't... People are just playing a game, dude. What the fuck? Just let people play the game. They didn't subscribe to your rules. They're not in some sort of honor duel with you. They're just playing through the game normally. You invade them, so they fight you. And if they have summons with them, yeah, the summons are going to help the host because you are a hostile to the summon as well. I don't get why that was ever controversial. It shouldn't have been. Of course, it's not now, but it was for a long time. And really, I think what it came down to is these guys were very good at PvP. They got very good at it because they did it all the time. It was their main focus. But it could be very difficult to fight 3 players at once because what would the players do to you during PvP? They would do what's easy. And what was super easy that did a lot of damage? It was like one of the #1 things you wanted to do to enemies that were susceptible to it. Backstab. And so then they started calling people backstab fishers because they tried to backstab you. And if you got 3 players fighting you, all of them trying to get a backstab in on you, one of them's going to be able to do it most of the time. So, you know. Oh, yeah, you can't use certain spells. You can't use Tranquil Walk of Peace. You can't use Wrath of the Gods. You can't use... I'm like, whatever, dude. Shut the fuck up. People can use whatever they want to use, okay? Was it totally balanced all the time? No. No, of course it wasn't. Now, if you want to get together with people you know and set up some sort of PvP duels where you set rules, yeah, go ahead, whatever. But that's not what you get with random invasions. Random invasions are random. You get what you get. You don't get to set rules for people. And then send them nasty messages like, oh, you drink Estus and you gank. No. Well, yeah, they do. They drink Estus, but they're just doing what they're supposed to do. They're trying to get through the level. And there you are invading them unexpectedly, trying to prevent them from progressing through the level. So they do everything in their power to defeat you, and that's exactly what they're supposed to do. And of course, like I said, everyone came around, everyone that I can recall came around to understand that what I was saying was correct, but in typical fashion, they don't apologize or even acknowledge that I was one of the first to make the argument. They don't give me any sort of attribution. They just go on hating me, but agree with me later on. But still continue to hate me because I was saying it before they could come to terms with it. And I never understood that kind of behavior, you know? Yeah, the organized fight clubs, Drunken Dwarf, that was a totally different ball game. I mean, if you are organizing something together and you want to set some ground rules, then cool, yeah, do that. And if someone violates the rules, yeah, that's a douchebag move because everyone there is supposed to agree to it. And if you become aware that a PvP organized duel or fight club is going on, don't invade it just to fuck with it. Come on, they're trying to do their own thing. You got so many places you could invade. There's no reason you have to go to that specific spot. And if you invaded and saw them, then back up, watch for a bit, see what's going on, and you kind of knew the rules. If you knew the community, you knew the rules. They were generally the same everywhere. Most every fight club had pretty much the same rules. Here's Caster. He yaks, yaks. Basically, long story short, we're gonna fight each other. Woo! Oh, that did not go as... Oh, shoot. Okay, he does a lot of damage. We can't throw our shield, so I should stop trying that. Well, that didn't work. Oh, my goodness. Okay. Okay, you want to kick me? I'm gonna kick you too. Douche nozzle. Alright, the heavy attacks just take so long, I end up getting hit when I do them. Oh, dang, man. He got me with a running attack. Let me heal up. Man, it's hard to get a hit off on this guy without getting hit. It's good that if he blocks me, I can still get some damage through. What was that? Is that healing? Is this douche nozzle healing? Can I heal in this circle? How does the circle know only to heal him? I call bullshit on it. I think it should heal me too. Let's see if I can do the parry thing with this. Oh, that didn't work because that was unblockable, so bad time to pick to practice. Oh, and again with the fucking unblockable shit. More unblockable shit. Will it ever be blockable? There we go. I got some good damage in there. Oh shit. Bad time to heal. Whoops. I didn't mean to hit heal again there. Oh, this little fucker's healing. Alright, that's it. Okay. Spare or kill? Let's spare him and see what happens. I killed the last guy. Mega, yes, ever invade a game where the invaded were mimicking playthrough, but they were pretty much ganking players? Yes. And I mean, it's you can do that. And you're allowed to have an opinion of whether you think it's lame or cheap or whatever, but it's a thing that people did. And I mean, I always said the rules for PvP, unless you lay ground rules with someone, unless you all agree to them, the rules for PvP are whatever the game allows. As long as you're not doing what's obviously some sort of glitch or something that's not supposed to be able to. If you can phase through the wall, like if you find some way to like fall through the ground and then attack the player from beneath the ground, obviously that's not meant to happen. But basically, the rules for PvP are whatever the game's rules are. Can you actually use your Estus? Then you can use your Estus in PvP. Can you use Tranquil Walk of Peace? Are you able to cast it? Then you can cast it in PvP. Is it cheap? I think it's cheap. I hated it, but you know, whatever. You've gained a new special skill of a weapon. Press tab to assign it to the appropriate place. All right. Special skill is Q. All right, let's assign it. Skills. Let's see. Oh, no, it's not skills. It's... So what is it? It's not in crafting. Is it in skills? I don't see it anywhere. It's not in story, I would imagine. I thought it said press tab to assign it, right? Am I crazy? What am I? Oh. Okay. I have to replace the kick with the other special skill. So I can only have one equipped at a time. I can use it with the two-handed weapon. Summon a sacred area that will regenerate the health points of every hero within. Yeah, sure. That sounds better than the kick that I never fucking used anyway. I mean, I almost never used the kick. So I guess, would I have learned that from him if I'd killed him? I don't know. What's the difference between killing and not killing? Is it worth it to kill someone? Or should you spare their life? Maybe if you spare them, they'll give you something.
I'm just cutting down this tree.
Or you could spare them and then they'll just try to kill you again. War axe. Is that a two-handed? Let's see. I'm using the Oriental Giant Sword because you know me at that yellow fever. No, they're both one-handed. I find it easier to just dodge and then attack rather than block, so, you know. Maggie says, that's what makes Souls games PvP so fun. The variables and convenient use of psychology and tactics. Yes, you would have people where you'd invade them and they were hiding somewhere. Like they found the most obscure spot to hide. Ah, that's a shortcut. And that was kind of fun sometimes, but other times you're just like, yeah, fuck this, I'm out. Use the crystal to banish yourself or whatever they called it. It's been so long since I played Dark Souls PvP. I played so much of it. I literally, between the PS3, the Xbox... Oh, somebody's screaming. Between the 360, PS3, and PC versions, no joke, I played about 2,000 hours. It was wild. It was insane. It was, if anything, too much, you know? I'm almost embarrassed to tell you how many hours I spent in Dark Souls. An insane amount. Ooh, what's the bear got? The bear's got more strength. Does he have any specials? No? What, the bear is just pure strength? Or will it not show me? Or the bear is just all strength? The bear is nothing but strength. He's got nothing going but strength. The sperm whale is vitality. That makes sense. Vitality, you know, whatever. I'm not going into that. We unlocked counterattack, which I haven't even used yet. So we could unlock strength, and then that goes to the dog, who's about luck. We don't give a shit about luck, so we'll go towards counterattack 2. No, we already unlocked it. We already, no, it's locked. We have to unlock that, and then we can get counterattack 2. And then we'll restore a small amount of energy when we counterattack. Maggie says, yeah, I got a lot of dormant memories of Dark Souls gameplay. I have so much up here about that Dark Souls, you know, all the little tactics and techniques, and there's so much shit you could do. Well, guys, we hit 2 hours. That's usually about the length of time that I stream. We had a total of 15 people drop in and out, but most people, they just drop in and leave. Maybe I need to play something that they want to see, you know what I mean? You know, maybe I should put the game in there that I don't know. What do you guys think? Should I change up the thumbnail? How can we get more people to come to these streams? Do we need to offer free shit? That might not even work. I wonder what would work. Maybe, and I discussed this with my wife, we could do a husband-wife gaming session where she sits here with me and we play a co-op game together. She's not a gamer at all. She would wear something to kind of disguise her identity. Maybe a mask of some sort. Something. I'm not going to have her identifiable in it. Just like when my son appeared in a couple of videos, he always had that little wolf mask on. It was almost like a masquerade ball type wolf mask. Alright guys, if you haven't already, make sure to hit the like button. It does a lot for the stream. If you're watching this after it was live and you're watching the pre-recorded thing, well, hit like, subscribe if you haven't already, hit the notification bell icon. That way you actually find out when I upload something, maybe, according to YouTube's algorithm. And leave a comment, because the comments tell YouTube to push it out to more people, so people see it all over the world, thanks to the powerful, ultimate, all-knowing YouTube algorithm. That's the most important thing in the world, is the YouTube algorithm. You got to get in the algorithm. You go from a couple dozen views, maybe 100 or 200, to the thousands of views, maybe even tens of thousands. With my video that hit the algorithm back in the day, it's almost at 1 million views. But thanks so much for joining me, guys. Drunken Dwarf and Meggie, for all the chatting and conversation. You too kept the chat alive. You were the chat, pretty much. All right, guys, I'll see you next time. I will stream again for sure on Monday, but I may stream sometime this weekend. We'll see what happens. I'll let you guys know on X. Follow me on X as long as you have an X account. If you don't, get one. And then follow me at RealMarcFoxx, Mark with a C, Fox with 2 X's. Thanks so much for joining me, guys. I will see you all next time. Remember, keep gaming, keep grifting, and keep gooning. Not a lot of gooning in this game, but